You know that every dog can have its day. Every tank in this game can have their crazy battles as well, and today I am going to show you one of those battles in a vehicle, in a tank destroyer, which is not seeing too much action. And somehow, for some magical reason, we ended up getting two WZ-111G FTs into the same matchmaking. One on the enemy side and one played by our hero today, whose name is something I think I cannot pronounce, but I can try it. It is in Russian, so it should be something like what to do, or something like that. Anyway, this is a Tier 9 Chinese tank destroyer, and it is by far the least favorite tank, or the least favorite Tier 9 tank destroyer in this entire game. It is almost the least favorite tank in Tier 9 overall. There is only one tank, one more researchable tank, which is owned by even fewer players, and it is GSOR for two reasons, I guess, because British light tanks are actually kinda new in this game, but the main reason is that the British light tanks are such a huge pile of hot, stinking caca. Yeah. Just to be honest, completely honest over here. But Chinese tanks have been in this game for over 2 years, and you see that only, let me quickly see, statistically speaking, only 55,000 players are owning it on the RU server, this vehicle what you're watching at the moment. On the NA server, WZ-111G FT is owned by 18,000 players. After 2 years. On the EU server, it is in the same position in the very bottom of the list. Only GSOR is played by a bit less players. On EU server, 52,671 people are owning WZ-111G FT. But why? Why is it like that? Is this tank really so bad? Well, in today's episode we are going to talk about that. Let's see what we can come up with, and of course feel free to share your opinion about this vehicle as well while you are watching this battle on the background. But before I move on with the WZ-111G FT, I have to ask one question from you guys. If there is anyone who is playing on the Chinese server at the moment, you know, the infamous Chinese server, which is not hosted by the Wargaming. Chinese server is hosted by a separate company. I remember there was, like maybe 1 year ago or 2 years ago, there was a replay site where people uploaded all the replays from the Chinese server with different interesting vehicles. I would like to check it out once again. The old replay site is not working anymore. The old replay site was called something like X or what.jiaochaix.com, but this webpage is not working anymore. This is the website where I was able to get, for example, the Waffentrager Auf 100 as a premium vehicle. I was able to show the Chieftain, the real Chieftain, $1,500 Chieftain. But this website is completely taken down now. It is not working anymore. So I wanted to know if any one of you is playing on the Chinese server. Are you able to share some information? Do you guys still have those replay sites or not? I'm really interested because there are some vehicles I would like to show you from the Chinese server. And hello, double barrel tank. So if you know anything, please let me know in the comments down below, please too. But now let's dive back into this battle and into this vehicle. So statistically speaking, why is this tank not the most popular vehicle or the least played tank line in this game even after 2 years? For me personally, if I'm thinking about my own opinion about it, I think the main reason is they didn't introduce anything new into this game. Absolutely nothing new into this game. 750 alpha damage gun, yes, this is nice, it hits hard and so on, but it is super similar to already existing Tier 9 tank destroyers with 750 alpha damage guns, for example like 704. But at the same time it has some better things than we get on the 704. For example, alpha damage, yes, is 750, but penetration is slightly better. Standard penetration on this Tier 9 vehicle is actually 290, which is no joke. It is better than on 704, better than on T95 standard rounds, and on T30 as well. Now DPM is slightly lower than on Object 704, but better than on T95 and T30. Gun handling wise, aiming time is also better, 2.5 seconds compared to the 2.9 seconds on the Object 704. Accuracy is basically the same, 0.40 over here, 0.39 on 704. All the other gun handling things, gun depression, stuff like that are basically the same as well. And it has better gun traverse by 1 degree to the left and to the right. So far, not so bad. Mobility, yes, a lot weaker mobility actually, because the range resistance numbers are not over there. Top speed number is slightly lower as well, power to weight ratio and so on. So mobility, yes, it's kind of killing this vehicle, but at the same time armor, it has a lot better frontal armor than on 704. For example, hull armor frontally 200mm thick. Yes, it has that massive lower plate, which is penetrable by all the vehicles which this tank is going to see, even by tier 7s, if they're not super unlucky with their penetration roll, for example, because lower plate on flat ground is penetrable with 160 to 170mm of penetration, but the upper plate at the same time, you know, the superstructure, the upper hull part is actually a lot stronger than on 704. If you can hide your lower plate, it can bounce a lot, as you have seen already in this battle, and as you are going to see in a moment as well, when our hero is going to face enemy WZ-111G FT. On flat ground, for example, you need 250mm of penetration to go through the upper superstructure, if you can hide your lower plate, of course. If you face the verger enemies, if you hide your lower plate, basically the only thing they're able to penetrate is the commander hatch, which is not the biggest once again. So it can be quite a muscular, quite a sturdy tank. It can hold flanks, as you were able to see before as well. Many tanks were flanking it, many tanks were charging towards it, but it was able to hold its ground, dealing 7,354 damage so far and bouncing 3,600 damage. But a lot more to come, because just look at what is going to happen in a moment. So over here is the 704, Object 704, today's nemesis. Basically, we are comparing those two vehicles. 704 was not able to do anything, 704 simply missed, and we are able to penetrate every single shot. 704 frontally is not so strong. Boom, there it goes. WZ-111 came out as a winner. And here is the enemy Weasel, and look at what this guy is going to do while our hero is reloading. This guy, I believe, doesn't know how to penetrate its own tank, what he's playing with, so I guess we are extremely lucky over here. So stat-wise, once again, armor is a lot better than on many other tier 9 tank destroyers, if you know how to use it. If you know how to use it, if enemy tanks do not know how to penetrate your massive lower plate, it can work out really nicely. View range 380 meters once again is better than on 704. So 704 is not winning with too many things. So the question once again is, why are players not playing with it? Why are players not grinding out Chinese tank destroyers? Is it because of the copy-paste mechanic in this game? Is it because it looks way too similar to some already existing tier 9 tank destroyers in this game? Could be a possibility. Is it because of this super bad shell velocity? On a standard round, the shell velocity is actually 760 meters per second. This is god-awfully bad shell velocity. Is it because of the poor mobility? Terrain resistance numbers and so on. It feels super sluggish and super slow, even with 35 kilometers per hour top speed. Maneuvering is a complete pain in it. So is it because of that, or I don't know? Like, please tell me, let me know. Do you have Chinese tank destroyers? Are you enjoying them? Are you playing with them? What do you think about those things? If you do not have, are you even thinking about going after those tanks? If yes, why? If no, why? I'm just trying to find out things. I'm just trying to find out what the community says. But as I said, every dog can have its day. And this battle, ladies and gentlemen, shows, I think, the best battle I have ever seen in the WZ-111G FT in a tier 9 battle to deal basically 11,000 damage. A lot of medals, Ace Tanker, Defender Medal, Confederate Steel Wall, High Caliber and Top Gun on the top of that. Close to 11,000 damage done, 7 kills and over 2,000 raw experience. This shows that our hero did a lot of work in this battle. Matchmaking was awesome, yes, but still to cross 2,000 base experience, matchmaking cannot do it alone. You have to do it yourself as well. Of course, you have to get super lucky. He was able to get super lucky many times. Enemy tanks didn't play the best, but still, you have to play good as well to be able to get this type of score. And do you know what is the craziest, what is actually the craziest statistic on the result screen in this battle? So 21 shots fired, yes. 17 hits and 17 penetrations, yes. With 17 hits and 17 penetrations, this guy damaged 14 tanks out of 15. He did something to 14 tanks in a 15 versus 15 tank battle. In a tier 9, in the least played tier 9 tank destroyer. In my opinion, this is bloody impressive. To get 7 kills, Top Gun and Confederate medal at the same time, this, ladies and gentlemen, is impressive. I hope you enjoyed this battle as well. Now let me know what you think about this vehicle, because this is going to be my today's video question as well. Because today's episode is also part of the Desmos 2019, and from today's episode you are able to win one tier 6 premium light tank called Type 64, because we are talking about Chinese vehicles. So one Chinese premium tank is up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen. All you have to do for that is extremely simple as always. Number 1, be subscribed, because let's support each other, right? And secondly, answer to my today's video question, which is Chinese tank destroyers. What do you think about that? Why are those tank destroyers the least played tank destroyers in this game? And finally, if you leave a like, you are always going to make me happy. And of course, if you have some more information about the Chinese replay site, the Chinese server, please help me out. I would really like to show you some ridiculous tanks from the Chinese server. So hit me up, use your epic googling skills, or I don't know how you guys are able to do that. Hopefully you're able to help me out. Let's see. Anyway, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay awesome, guys. Take care and bye.